All right, good afternoon, January 7th, 2025. This is just going to be a real quick correctional, if we're correcting, I don't know what you want to call it. I uploaded a video yesterday and it was horrible, so I'm going to try to fix that today, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Over here in DaVinci Resolve, I brought in a PNG and I threw a background under it just to highlight it. And I'm going to go ahead and grab some media, and I'm going to get this out of my streamer, OBS, in my recordings, and I'm just going to scroll down. I'm actually going to try to find the one that I did from yesterday, which is going to be this one right here and this one right here. I can use either one. I'll bring this one in to demonstrate. And something I discovered today was, oh, by the way, I'm going to pause this because I got to check something out here real quick. Okay, I'm going to put a card right up here. I'm going to put reference to yesterday's video if you want to go back and watch it to see the difference in this video right here and the one I'm currently doing. So I'll have to remember to do that when I watch this. Now, right now, supposedly you can right click on these and it will show you information about here. I don't see that, but what you can do is you can come up here and you can click on metadata view and it shows you your metadata, or you can put it on thumbnails, which is what I like, or you can go to list details, and then a cool little thing down here, you get a slider and you can get all the information you want on this. Your start time, the end time, the duration, the number of frames, what it is, the video. More importantly, you can get your frames per second if you need that. The file path of where it's at. And it shows both of what you're doing, so you have to kind of pay attention. You clearly don't want to, you want the video, you want to make sure you're on the MP4. I prefer mine to be on this one. It's just the way I like it. I also noticed today, which I've known for a while, you can change this, which changes your viewer. And if you get a lot of things in there, then it's probably best you go wide like this, just the way I'm thinking. So, what am I pointing out? Well, I'm pointing out that yesterday when I did this video, let's get rid of these. We don't need those. I don't need that. I was referring to here. I was pointing to up in here, and you could not see it. And again, the card will tell you, you'll get to see it. And I was explaining to you what I was doing. So I didn't realize that my OBS had somehow gotten out of whack, if you will. And now you can see it. If I click on video, you can see that. So let's go over here and add an effect. Let's go to effects. Actually, I want to go add a specific effect, and it's called blinking background. I think I spelled that right. I got to check all folders, and apparently blanking. It's called blanking background. There we go. Blanking fill. I knew it was something. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to put it on this entire video. We're going to close that, and then, well, it's not really working, but you can see up here it's now available. If I click on video, I can do all my changes to the video. I can zoom this in and out, or if I go to effects, I can now work with the effects of the blanking fill. It just is not a good video to show you that on. You can see down in the lower right hand corner, when I blur it, I go away. The same thing with the fade. You can change it. And you can change the edges a little bit. So this is just an example. And if you don't like it, you just come up here to the delete trash can. Delete. It's called delete filter. I call it a trash can. Click on that, and it's like it never happened. So I just wanted to point out, you couldn't see the media pool, couldn't see the effects, you couldn't see anything over here, couldn't see the inspector, and now you can. And I apologize for that. That was just horrible. The other couple things, real quick, you may or may not have been able to see. You can rename your tracks. Just left click in it and change it, and this will be 50 photos. I can't remember what I called it. Then you can change this one to text. You can change the color. Now I'm going to grab a text filter so you can see, or not a text filter, but a text node. And it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm going to close this. Right click, change the track color, and you can change it to wherever you want. Let's go ahead and make it pink. Right click, change the track color, and we'll make it orange. And then the other thing that I do all the time, but there's an easier way to do it. So let's grab the Grinch and put him on the timeline. Put it on the timeline. I always grab it and just move it up. I find that to be pretty simple. You can right click in here, add a track, and it puts the track there for you automatically. Now, this is why I like PNGs. This is why I actually enjoy PNGs. PNG will show through everything. So if I come over here to this, let's say I want to move the title, go to layout, change the x-axis, change the y-axis, go back to title, under text, actually put a title in and call it PNG effect. Change the color. You don't have to, but you can change the color to your liking. You can use the slider to get how dark or how light you want it. Hit OK. There's a transform box right here. You can now move this. I use that quite a lot now. Put it wherever you want. I'm going to go with that. Make sure you turn it off. Or you can come over here to settings and you can do the same thing in here. Personal preference, mileage may vary. Whatever's easiest and most convenient for you. So that is that. That's a real quick, hopefully, display of how terrible yesterday's was and what I was thinking I was seeing, but I wasn't. And then the other thing you can do, and I do this a lot, you can press the Alt key, highlight, press the Alt key, and duplicate. Just drag it. You're just copying it. You're making duplicates of it. Want to get rid of it? Windows function, left click, drag, delete. So now I can highlight on this one, go to the transform. This is where this comes in handy for me. Transform and move this one over here, and now we have two Grinches. Go back to the original Grinch. You'll notice I didn't change it off transform. I just changed from Grinch 1 to Grinch 2, and I can make the changes there. It's just such an awesome, awesome shortcut. Now this happens to me a lot, and I've not quite figured out. I just go into here, right click over here, delete the track. Oh wait, Mr. Grinch number 2's gone away. Control Z is your friend, brings it back. I think it's because I click on this. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. I thought that's what it was. I've been trying to narrow that down for a while. So when you go to copy something, make sure you are not on the effects or whatever this one is. Off click, drag it up, and since I've already got transform in, I can now bring it over here and put it right there. Let's put it about right there. Now, turn off the transform, go to Grinch number 2. Here's where naming things comes in handy. So we go Grinch, we're gonna go Grinch number 1. We're gonna go Grinch number 2. And if you guess Grinch number 3 for the next one, you are correct. Number 3. Now, you can color code these if you think you're going to put a lot of stuff in there. You don't have to. Right click, color, change track color, and go to green. I don't know, whatever you want. It's personal preference. But the reason I did this is, let's say I need to move Grinch number 1. Well, I'll highlight him, and I'm just going to center him about right there. I'm going to go to Grinch number 2. I'm not going to move it. I'm going to come over here to the inspector, and I'm going to flip it. Now I'm going to move it because he's a little too close to this one, and I'm going to try to base it off of the one on the far, Grinch number 3. So I'm going to go about right there, and I'm going to go to Grinch number 3, and we're going to go about right there. And spacing looks off. So go back to Grinch number 1 and put it about right there. Turn the transform off, and I'm done. Completely done. I've done everything I wanted to do. Now, if this was a true production video, and I'm 15 minutes into this now, so I'm going to wrap it up, I would be done. I could render it right here in the render tab, give it a name, give it a location. We'll just give it an untitled number 2. Go to your location. Mine is set up to go to DaVinci, Daily DaVinci, or production 2025, and then I have shorts, trailers, and uploads. Since I'm going to throw this away, I would click save, and it's going to put it in the root. Hit add to render. I never change any of this. Add to render, and click render. It's going to take about 6 or 7 minutes. Actually, once it gets to this point right here, that'll blaze through that pretty quickly. As you saw, once it gets out of the PNGs and the text and anything you've added, it's pretty quick. Now, this is on my DaVinci machine. I built this computer specifically for DaVinci, and so far, that's all that I'm using it for is DaVinci. However, I'm flirting with the idea of getting a 3D printer, and I've been told it's strong enough to do both DaVinci and a 3D printer. We will find out in a couple months. So this is rendering out. I'm just going to go ahead and let it render out. It's actually going way quicker than I thought it would go. I figured it'd be at least 4 or 5 minutes. I think it's going to end up being about 1:40-ish. Awesome. 59 seconds. So I'm going to hit end on my keyboard. It's an 11-minute video, and it rendered out in 59 seconds. Hit home to go back to the beginning, and there you go. Little correction from yesterday's debacle, horrible video. Hopefully someone learned something for this. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you like what you see and want to see more, leave me a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave me a comment. If you like what you see, subscribe. I do a nightly show every night at 10 o'clock with the Zoom homies, and I'm going to get back into doing some DaVinci stuff. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check that card out that I put up there again. It's a test, by the way. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.